Today we're talking about Raid. It's been around forever and everybody uses it, and we're gonna dig in, does it work for do-it-yourself pest control? And the answer is, it can, but it does have a lot of caveats. Let's jump in. When does Raid work well? Well, when you're using an aerosol spray like this, for any direct contact directly onto an insect or bug, it works extremely well. So whether it's something like a wasp or hornet, bedbug, cockroach, ant or spider, if you see it and you pick it up and you apply it directly on, almost always you're gonna have a very fast kill. So when you're seeing things and it's a spot treatment, 2 thumbs up, you could use Raid all the time. When using these Raid products from over the shelf, where they fall short is when it comes to the residual. Although they claim that they will have a long-lasting effect, the active ingredient used is a pyrethrin. And pyrethrin breaks down very quick and is extremely sensitive to UV. This is also just a 0.25%, so it's an extremely low concentration, meaning it will dissipate even faster. So it's safe to say, once you eliminate something by spraying it and you put something down, it's within a matter of hours that it stops working. So if you're looking to get long-term prevention and control, this really is not going to do the trick. Just use it for spot treatments. Another piece we want to talk about with Raid is when you're dealing with these insects like bedbugs and cockroaches, they're extremely resilient. So not only is it a little bit harder to kill them, but you usually will get a kill right away if you spray it directly on them. They will be very sensitive to the smell that comes out from both the propellant and the residual of the chemical. So what that actually will do is it can cause them from staying in one area to start to disperse out and infest further. So if you're not using something that has a very long residual and it does have a bit of a noxious odor after, you may make an infestation worse and spread it into areas where it wasn't before. So you need to be very careful when you're using these products. All right, so if you are going to try to get rid of an infestation yourself, there's a few best practices to follow if you're going to be using the store-bought products like Raid. One is that you want to make sure you're monitoring. Get any sort of glue monitors so you can put them everywhere and you will know the level of infestation based on what's caught, as well as location of infestation so you know where everything is. It can be okay when you're using it for dealing with things like ants and other insects that are not very resilient, but make sure you put these down if you know if they're eliminated and continue to apply to the areas where you're getting captures. If you're having a bit of trouble with that, you may need to consider some professional pest control, because pest control products not only have a very long residual and will last weeks to continue to kill off deep-seated issues, they often have options where there is no repellency, so you're not going to drive these infestations elsewhere. So use the spray with monitors. If it doesn't work, you will need to consider something of more professional nature. And of course, the biggest tip is trying to eliminate the environment that is bringing these insects in. So let's go over what we talked about. When can these be effective? When you want to spray directly onto a bug or insect and kill it. Challenge is the residual. It breaks down very quick, so it will not be that long lasting. Usually it will be within a matter of hours, especially if it is exposed to UV. If you are using these products, make sure you're using monitors so you know infestation levels as well as areas where everything else is. When to consider professional pest control, making sure you eliminate the environment. And the last thing we want to touch on is anytime you use any pest control product, always read the labels, follow them, and ensure that you are using them the way that they are intended to be used.